నమో నమః అందరికీ నమస్కారములు గురుభ్యో నమః సర్వేభ్యో నమస్కారః టుడే ఈజ్ the last and fifth class in the series of lectures by Dr. Karanam Nagaraja Rao garu on Mahabharatam. Last week we have completed 4 classes. Today now is the 5th class. We have completed almost all the syllabus except 1 or 2 topics like Vastu and research topics on Homam. That will be in next 2 weeks, it will happen. Plus we will have classes on Sanskritam. Then we have classes on yoga. And also we will have some examinations and interaction. So with this, we will start the session and pay our respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram. I request Challa Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Sapna ji to chant Pradhana, please.
Mahodaya. We'll start Pradhana with 1 minute meditation. Everyone sit straight and be in meditation posture. Now let us chant Omkar for 3 times. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvannuti Bhisida Sadanam Shri Mahaganadipataye Namaha. ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु। ॐ श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ధన్యవాదాలు.
హరి ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. ధన్యవాదములండి శాంతి గారు, స్వప్న గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నౌ let us request our Guruji Nagaraja garu to start his webinar, please.
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Shubhodayam. Good morning to every one of you. Today is the final lecture on Mahabharata, fifth and final lecture on Mahabharata, because Mahabharata is a great itihasa compared to any other literature in the world as a whole. Mahabharata stands topmost in the entire literary history, because it is consisting of 1 lakh shlokas, Bruhatvad Bharavatvat iti Bharatam, Mahatvad Bharavatvat iti Bharatam, like that. So in this in a capsule form, to give out the entire picture of Mahabharata, it is very difficult in 5 lectures. Maybe in the 5th class, normally what I used to do is that summing up of all dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma we have discussed, kama we have discussed so far. Artha aspect we have not discussed. Artha, how it has to be earned and all these things. And moksha, of course, moksha is the important aspect. Moksha aspect, normally I used to summarize. But yesterday, last class, somebody was asking about how to justify Ekalavya story. Ekalavya story, is it not dharma, adharma, something of that nature? Again, the discussion now, today also revolves around dharma, adharma, and then what is called as sushma, dharma, sushmata. These aspects we will be discussing. Because sometimes what will happen, the contentious issues are to be discussed. Contentious issues, if you understand it in a right perspective, we can defend Mahabharata. Otherwise, it is very difficult to defend the Mahabharata at certain points of stages. Particularly, there are some issues. Popularly, everybody will be normally what is happening now across the literary circles or scholastic community, what is happening is that they will be reading some translations of some areas, take out the selected stories, forgetting many other things. Many other things, good things they will be forgetting. One or two things they will pick it up and they will be highlighting that this is what has happened in Mahabharata time. How can you justify it? So like that, Ekalavya story is also not popularly understood in a right perspective. We'll try to today, what I would like to do is that try to put it in the right perspective in an analytical form, so that whether we can at the end of the story, maybe we come to know whether Ekalavya, the Drona's action is justified or not justified. Known story only. But known story, but behind the known story, there is some, we need to understand certain aspects of Ekalavya, certain aspects of Dronacharya, his compulsions, limitations, and all these things. Otherwise, it is difficult to understand. As it is, if you say that Dronacharya was teaching there, Ekalavya came as a Nishada, and then he said that because you are a lower caste person, I am refusing to give education. This type of narrative is being built up over the years through films and also other areas also. So because of this reason, it is people should not be blamed for this, because people are actually, they are seeing certain things and they are understanding in that fashion, because whatever is being introduced, because we have not seen Ekalavya, we have not seen Dronacharya, nobody. Only thing is that we are seeing only films. So here, if you go deep into Mahabharata written by Veda Vyasa, not any other translation, then we come across certain right perspective will be appearing before us. So what is the background of this entire story is that, let me first understand, tell you who is this Ekalavya. Ekalavya, before arriving at how he has approached Dronacharya and all this is, let us understand who is Ekalavya. Ekalavya is like Pandavas. For Sri Krishna, he is also like Pandavas. The aunt's son only. Who is aunt's son here? Yaduvamsha is there. No, Yaduvamsha, Krishna belongs to Yaduvamsha. In Yaduvamsha, there was a king by name Shura. It is mentioned as Shura in Mahabharata. Shura. For him, there are five daughters and also 9 sons. Among the 9 sons, one of the sons was Vasudeva. Vasudeva's son is Krishna, no? Vasudeva. Vasudeva is having 5 sisters. 5 sisters means Ashura's daughters are 5 people are there. Who are those persons? Number 1 is Pruthukirti. Pruthukirti is the first daughter. For her, Dantavaktra was born. You know that Shishupala Dantavaktra story, you know. Dantavaktra is one of the persons. Then the second person was, that is Vasudeva's second sister was Shrutadeva. First one is Pruthakirti, Dantavaktra is the son. Shrutadeva is the second daughter. For him, Ekalavya is the son. So third one is Shrutashrava. Shrutashrava is the third sister. For him, again for Shrutadeva, it is Ekalavya. Shrutashrava, it is Shishupala. Shrutashrava, third sister, it is Shishupala. Fourth sister is Prutha. That is called Kunti now, what we can call Kunti, Prutha. Prutha's sons are Pandavas. That's 5 people. 3 plus, of course, 2. 5. The fifth sister was Rajadi Devi. Rajadi Devi is a fifth sister. For her, Vinda, Anuvinda, 2 sons are there. You believe it or not, all these persons except Pandavas were killed by Krishna only. Dantavaktra was killed by Krishna, Ekalavya was killed by Krishna, and then Vinda and Vindas were killed by Krishna. Shishupala was also killed by Krishna. Because all other aunts' sons were killed by Krishna except these Pandavas, who are the sons of Prutha, Kunti. So that is the reason why this relationship is so close. So this is the background. Then why this all happened? Why all this happened is that there is one in Mahabharata only we come across in different other occasions, because Ekalavya story we will be coming across in Adi Parva. Adhyaya I will tell you. Adhyaya is 131. Adhyaya 131 we come across Ekalavya story, very crisp story. Maybe 1 page or 1.5 page only it is there. But Ekalavya story is interspersed in different other places. And also it is mainly we find it in Harivamsha. Harivamsha is actually another 5,000 shlokas book written by Veda only. It is annexure to Mahabharata. To be frank, if you want to tell, it is not only 1 lakh shlokas, it is 1,25,000 shlokas. So Harivamsha, this story of Ekalavya, again we will be coming across. In Adi Parva itself, in some other place, it is mentioned that this Ekalavya is actually belonging to Ekalavya and Antavaktra and also Shishupala. All these persons were actually Rakshasa Amsha people. Particularly Ekalavya, Krodha Vasha, one sect of Rakshasas. Rakshasas are also again like our caste nowadays are so many people in the same caste, something of that nature. There also in Rakshasas also, one sect is called Krodha Vamsha, Krodha Vasha. For this Krodha Vasha background, this person Ekalavya belongs to. So he was born as Ekalavya. So that is why he is belonging to that particular Rakshasa race. And who is Dronacharya? Dronacharya is actually the Amsha of Brihaspati, the Guru of Devas. So he was born as Dronacharya to Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja is a sage, for Bharadwaja, Dronacharya was born. So these are the two opposites are there, actually. Two opposites are there. There is some background. And Krishna actually killed all other people because they happen to be, because yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. That is the idea of Sri Krishna Paramatma. The very purpose of that avatar is to destroy the adharmic people. So these persons are Dantavaktra, Ekalavya, Shishupala, Vinda. All these persons were following the path of adharma. So he is total, his overall picture perspective was to annihilate these persons. In that fashion, Ekalavya has also fallen in that line and he was also killed. This is a little background of Ekalavya. This Ekalavya, before Ekalavya approached Dronacharya, certain personal incidents happened to Dronacharya. Without understanding those things, you can't appreciate Ekalavya's story. What was the background? Dronacharya he was born as in a part, no? But his part, he was born as Kumbha Sambhava. He is a Kumbha Sambhava. Bharadwaja was his father. And he was actually a boyhood friend of Drupada, the king of Panchala subsequently. Drupada and Dronacharya both were studying under the guruship of, that is called teacher. Their teacher was Agnivesha. One person was there. Under Agnivesha's supervision, they were studying. Agnivesha Ashrama only they were staying. When they were staying together, everybody knows the story. That story also, they were so close that very frequently Drupada used to tell that whenever I am going to become a king, the entire thing is at your bestow. The entire my kingdom belongs to you only. My kingdom, wealth, pleasure, and everything will be at your disposal, like that he was telling. So one or two shlokas are also there, the specific shlokas, which is not relevant. So he was telling like that. And subsequently, what happened is that Dronacharya, the Drupada left the place after entire education. Dronacharya also left after the entire education. Drupada went to Panchala Desha and he became the king of Panchala. And then here Dronacharya, what happened is that he was a poor person, he was a poor Brahmin only. He married Krupa is a Krupacharya. Krupacharya's sister Krupi he married. He married and then he got a son. That son is called Ashwatthama. And he could not feed Ashwatthama properly because whenever Ashwatthama was there and he was playing with other children were taking milk, and then we know the story. And this he was coming and asking Dronacharya, "I too want milk." Then he used to mix rice flour with water and he used to give it. Ashwatthama was believing that that was milk, and he was taking and he was proudly taking it in the presence of other children. Other children were laughing at him. Then again he came back and was asking, "What are you doing, Papa? You are doing this type of thing like that." Dronacharya felt very bad because even though he was having a lot of archery skills, everything is there. And to believe it or not, after Dronacharya completing education at Agnivesha's place, he went to again Parashurama. He learned the archery there also. Dhanurveda he learnt it, and again he has also given lot of astras to Dronacharya. So Dronacharya was that much great scholar. Great scholar, still he is a very poor person. So he thought, let me approach my friend Drupada, and he went to Drupada. And Drupada did not take him properly. He insulted him like anything, and he also said, friendship is only between equals. You are not equal to me. You are actually much inferior to me. And how can you come and claim? I can give you food for 1 day or 2 days, no problem. But you can't come and claim here as my friend. You are no more my friend, like that. He insulted him in the presence of so many people. Dronacharya felt very bad. He came back. He can fight with Drupada. But thing is that the background of story is like that. He can fight, but he doesn't have an army. Where can he go to an army? He needs some support. For support structure, he was searching for places. Where should I go, like that? And again, anyway, his brother-in-law Krupacharya was there in Hastinapura at that time. He also came to Hastinapura, and he was wandering in the streets. When he was wandering in the streets, and it so happened that on one occasion, these Pandavas who happened to be children, Pandavas and Kauravas happened to be children, under the protection of Bhishmacharya. Bhishmacharya assigned the entire teaching work to Krupacharya at that time. You teach them, like that. Krupacharya was teaching, but Krupacharya was not as dexterous as Dronacharya, because Dronacharya learnt the art of archery from Agnivesha and also Parashurama the Great. So he was a great archer. Upacharya was actually teaching them, and they were learning. That is a different issue. On one occasion, everybody know, their ball has fallen into, when they were playing the ball has fallen into the water, into the, not water, into the big well. When it has fallen into the big well, they could not extricate out of it, and they were searching ways for it. And at the time, they approached Dronacharya, who is sitting nearby. He came there. He laughed at these children. Don't you know that how to take it out? Because everybody is having bows, arrows, and everything. Don't you know it? They were actually asked. They could not answer. Then he started aiming at the arrows, and he took it out easily. And also he threw it out his ring also, and that also he has taken out. And Dharmaraja actually was very much impressed, and immediately rushed to Bhishmacharya and told, Tata, here is one person, he is there, and he has taken out like this. His Astra Shastra Vidya is so great, something of that nature. Then Bhishma himself came down, because in those days there was no hesitation. Bhishma was at the time, he was a de facto king, because Dhritarashtra was there. Panduraja died by that time. He was not there. Dhritarashtra was running the entire administration. He can call Dronacharya to his place, not like that. When great scholars used to come, that is the courtesy of the great people to go there and invite them. So he immediately came, rushed to him, and then immediately he could know that this person cannot be other than Dronacharya, like that. Immediately he called, and Dronacharya saluted him, and Bhishmacharya was very much pleased to see Dronacharya. Then he said, okay, you are the right person to teach my children. So you teach all these persons. Can you teach all these persons by being an employee of this Hastinapura court? Then he said, one condition is that you have to make Kauravas and Pandavas the greatest warriors upon the earth. That is your responsibility. He assigned the work also. He took it. Dronacharya took it in the right perspective. There is here, when he has taken this job, there is a self-interest is also there for Dronacharya. The interest is that he has to take revenge with Dronacharya, Drupada. For taking revenge against Drupada, he needs support. That support structure has come to him. Now he started teaching. When he started teaching, before started teaching, there is a specific mention in Adi Parva that he called all Pandavas and Kauravas individually. Individually, he called each and every person, and he was asking all the persons, when I teach everything, when you complete the entire Vidyabhyasa, I have a request from you. The request is that, can you support me in my assignment? I will be giving you an assignment. That work you should do. Will you do it? Duryodhana he asked, Dushasana he asked. Everybody kept quiet, no response. It is only Arjuna who promised, yes, I am going to do it. Whatever that you are going to assign to me, that work I am going to do. It is as a Guru Darshana, like that he he said. Then he was very much happy, and then he took hold of Arjuna and actually kissed him on his cheeks, and then he started teaching. Of course, when you started teaching, the right approach person also should be there. Whether Arjuna is eligible or not, he started giving some tests. Everybody knows those tests also. That aiming at the what is called bird, seeing the eyes only. This their story anyway, you know it. In all those tests and giving food in the night time, should not give food in the night time on condition like that. And Arjuna started learning it. On one occasion, lights went off. When the Deepam went off, what happened is that Arjuna started eating without light also. At the time, he thought, okay, when food can be eaten in the night, why can't I practice archery also in the night? He started practicing in the night also. Like that, he was actually become the favorite Shishya of Dronacharya. Then the final test what Dronacharya has given to all people was that on one occasion he took all Kauravas and Pandavas to a distant place. Pond of water was there. There he was taking bath. At the time, a crocodile came and caught hold of Dronacharya. When it was caught hold of, he can easily aim an arrow at it and he can come out. But still, he wanted to test his children, the students. Then he was yelling out, please help, like that. Kauravas and other persons went, ran to the Hastinapura to bring their arrows and all those things. But Arjuna actually, he took out one blade of grass he has taken out, and then he, by pronouncing a mantra, he aimed an arrow and it became an astra. And it has killed that crocodile and he saved Dronacharya. Dronacharya was very happy. This is the person who can do something great. Then he came and said, with Arjuna, he tells, I am going to make you the greatest archer among my Shishyas. These words are very, very important for understanding the story. I am going to make you the greatest Shishya, greatest disciple among all my Shishyas. That was his pledge. He pledged like that. So he has pledged like that and he started teaching. And then one more thing is that he also found in Arjuna one great quality. The great quality is that for Dhanurveda and other things, samyama is required. Samyama means when you are aiming a big arrow, what is important is that you should understand whether the enemy is worthy to take it. That is also there. You can't aim a great astra against a small piece, ordinary people. The equal person is fighting with you, then only you have to put that great astra. That too at the end only. Normal shastras you need to fight with other persons. Normal arrows only. You need to aim the shastras only when it is very difficult situation to defeat him. Otherwise, you should not aim it. That samyama should be there for an archer. That samyama is not there for Karna. You believe it or not, when he was actually the great Senadipati of Kauravas on one occasion, on one day, on that one day, he aimed Bhargavastava at whom? Bhargavastava he aimed at all common soldiers. It started destroying the entire people because ordinary soldiers can't face before Bhargavastra. Bhargavastra, he could aim it only against Arjuna, who knows many other astras to safeguard from this astra. But he aimed at normal people because it is impetuous mind. Impetuous mind will be there. That is the trigger-friendly mind will be there for some people. Those type of persons will be using these astras. Great astras cannot be given to other people. So because of this reason, he did not give some important astras to his own son Ashwatthama, even though he loved him most. He gave them to Arjuna only because he wanted to make him the greatest disciple for two reasons. Again, one reason is that he is a very good student, he is having samyama, and the second aspect is that he was also having the ability, and he is the only person who has given him a pledge that he is going to do whatever he is going to ask. So that is actually the particular aspect is Drupada Acharya, Drupada fighting with Drupada and defeating him, that aspect. So this is the background. When this is the background, what happened is that and ultimately Vidyabhyasa was over. When entire Vidyabhyasa was over, then the Kauravas, as per the request of Dronacharya, they went to defeat Drupada, and they were actually all people were defeated by Drupada. When everybody was defeated, including Karna, when everybody was defeated, at the time he asked Arjuna. Arjuna then goes there. He, with the help of Bhimasena, he attacked Panchala Desha, and Panchala Desha was defeated Drupada. Then he saw Arjuna, then he thought, yes, this is the greatest person. This type of person, because on those days, so when a person is approaching and showing his ability, courage and valor and all these things, they used to appreciate also. That is that great aspect is there. He appreciated Arjuna and appreciated, and then he thought, even though he was defeated, he thought, I should have a son, because he was having vengeance against Dronacharya. I should have a son to defeat, capable enough to defeat Dronacharya. I should have a daughter capable enough to marry, worthy enough to marry Arjuna. Like that he thought. That is the reason why he got those two persons. Of course, that is a different story. So this is how Arjuna brought Drupada to the court of Dronacharya, to the place of Dronacharya. Dronacharya pardoned him and sent him out, because his vengeance is only to the extent of showing him his place. That is the only thing. Beyond that, nothing is. He could have taken his entire kingdom. Dronacharya, he did not take the entire kingdom. Because when Drupada was defeated, he could have taken the entire kingdom. He did not take the kingdom because he did not want it. What he wants is that because he thought that he was his great friend. The great friend actually now telling that it is only among equal people. I am more than equal now. Like that he wanted to demonstrate and leave him like that. He left him like that. Dronacharya actually, he was actually that Samyama is there, because of this reason he left him like that. But Drupada is still a Rajasika character. So he went there. He actually still he wanted to avenge with the Dronacharya, and that is a different issue. He went out. Drupada story. And here in this background, what happened is that many people started approaching Dronacharya, because his name and fame was such that he was actually his Gurukula. Dronacharya's Gurukula was so famous in those days that all people used to come. Andhaka Vamsha people, Vrishti Vamsha people. Who are those persons? Andhaka Vamsha people, Vrishti Vamsha people. Nowadays they are called BCs and so SCs. Those persons. They used to approach him, and he was teaching all those persons. Karna approached him. Some people will arguing that Karna is never the disciple of Dronacharya. I will, for those people, I will be reading out this shloka here. Adi Parva 131 Adhyaya, and then here 11th shloka. The shloka says like this. वृष्णय अंधकारश्चैव नानादेश्याश्च पार्थिवाः सूतपुत्रश्च राधेयः गुरुं द्रोणमियात् तदा. Like that. Vrishtivamsha people, Andhakavamsha people, and kings of other kingdoms, and also Sutaputra Radheya, all these persons came to Dronacharya, and Dronacharya taught them. Then what happened is that this Ekalavya came for learning archery from this person, Dronacharya. Dronacharya refused. Why? Because he refused is that it is mentioned like that. Nasatam pratijagraha naishaditiriti chintayan. Because he is a Nishada, he did not want to teach him. Like that only it is, because his area was, his total concentration was on Kauravas and Pandavas, he did not teach him. This is how it is mentioned. So Ekalavya left, and of course analyzing we will do it. He said that because he felt that he is a Nishada, so he did not teach him. Then Nishada was not taught. Is it for the purpose of caste? That we will discuss later. So then he went, but he did not, his determination was still there. Ekalavya went out because he was still feeling that Dronacharya was his guru. He put the statue of Dronacharya and he started learning the archery. When he started learning the entire archery, he became expert in archery. Because somehow, even though Dronacharya was physically not present, to teach him, he could visualize Dronacharya teaching him, and then he started learning it. What was how it was being learnt? Nobody knows. Maybe some sort of extra, what is called, he may be Dronacharya, he was feeling so much that he is a great guru, something of that nature. He may be appearing in the dreams and he may be telling, teaching. We don't know. Somehow he learned entire archery better than any other student of Dronacharya. And then he was actually always, he was aiming arrows in different directions. He was learning in expertise fashion. He was there. On one occasion, Dronacharya wanted to send all his students to forest because they should know how to hunt animals also, great animals. So he sent. They took the dogs also. Normally, in olden days, kings used to take dogs also along with them to hunt animals because dogs will go first. They bark at the animal, and these people used to aim the arrows. One dog out of so many dogs, one dog somehow went to the place of Ekalavya. Ekalavya was a very black person. He was there. He was practicing archery. Then he started barking at him. When it started barking at him, immediately Ekalavya took out 7 arrows. Mentioned specifically, it is mentioned 7 arrows he took out. At a time, he aimed the 7 arrows at the dog. The 7 arrows came and closed its mouth so that it cannot bark. Immediately, the dog could not bark. It came running back to Pandavas and Kauravas. All people were Kauravas and Pandavas. They went to the forest. It came down. Everybody observed it, and they were actually astonished to see this power of archery, the skill of archery that any person has exhibited so far. So immediately all people went there. They asked, "Who are you?" like that. Then he told, "I am Anishada Putra, Hiranyahanya's son. My name is Ekalavya." Then they asked, "Who is your guru?" Because they wanted to know the guru. Then he told that he said, "It is Dronacharya is my guru." But Dronacharya is guru, and they came out. That was the situation. Dronacharya was never there at that time. After coming home, Arjuna started thinking, Dronacharya has promised me that he is going to make me the greatest, what is called greatest scholar among all these people. I am going to be the #1 warrior among Dronacharya's disciples. Like that he has pledged. But now the pledge is not broken. It is not, pledge is not there because he is telling that he is Dronacharya Shishya. Then I am also Dronacharya Shishya. Then how can it happen? Well, only that much only, because there is no mention of his jealousy and all these things. Thing is that he went to Dronacharya and he asked politely, "Acharya, today I have seen one person. He is a better archer than me." Then he was telling, then who is that person? Then Dronacharya was also eagerly asking. Then he said, "He is your disciple only." "My disciple? How can it happen?" Then he said, "Yes, you." Then he also tells, "You have promised me that you are going to make me the greatest archer among your Sishyas. But there is one more Shishya is there for you, and he is greater than me now. How is it possible?" Then Dronacharya thought for a while. Then immediately he took Arjuna to the place. Immediately it took, because here Dronacharya's promise also should not go waste. No, that is also important. Dronacharya has pledged because he has given out a pledge to Arjuna that you are going to be my greatest disciple. Now his disciple, one more disciple is there. You are not known to Dronacharya. Dronacharya went there, and from long distance, this person has seen him. Ekalavya sees him, rushes to him, give him all respects, ask him to sit there in one place, give him Argyapadyas and all these things. Then stood up before him. Then Dronacharya asked, "Who are you?" like that. "I am your Shishya." Then Dronacharya asks, only one sentence only it is there. That sentence I will read out. Sentence is, "Yadi Shishyosi me Veera, Vetanam Diyatam Mama." If you feel that I am your teacher, you have to give me Guru Dakshina. If you feel that you are my Shishya, Yadi shishyosi me veera vetanam diyatam mama. If you feel that I am your guru, you have to give me Guru Darshana. Then Ekalavya has two options. What is that one? You are not my guru. Dronacharya cannot claim it. But you are telling that you are my Shishya. Then he tells, no, no, you are my guru. Whatever you ask, I am going to give. Then he asks, then you give me the thumb of the right hand, right thumb. Then immediately, because it is the Guru, no hesitation for him, he did not weep and he did not look at Dronacharya as a bad person, something of that nature. Because the Guru is asking, he has to give it. Immediately, he took out the knife, cut it off, and gave it to him. Like that, it happened. But here, Dronacharya, why he asked it? Why he asked it is that because he has committed to the Arjuna that he is going to make Arjuna the greatest archer. Second aspect is that among his Sishyas. Here there is one more Shishya, he is telling that I am your Shishya. That is why Dronacharya is very specifically asking Ekalavya, if you feel that you are my disciple, if you feel that I am your Guru, then only I am entitled for taking Guru Darshana. Yes, you are my Guru, then give me Guru Darshana. He asked. Then here we need to see the background. Background is that what Dronacharya has observed from the tendency of his Sishyas. Sishyas, because when he is not giving some great astras like Brahma Shironamaka Astra to Ashwatthama, he knows that Ashwatthama's mind is impetuous. He is a trigger friendly person. Arjuna is not like that. So Arjuna, he was giving some astras which he is not giving to Ashwatthama. Here there is one gentleman is there who, when a dog is barking at him, he could have aimed one arrow or two arrows to ward it off. It would have gone. But what he did, he aimed 7 arrows at a time against his mouth to close its mouth. What is the nature? His pravurti, how is his pravurti? His pravurti is Rajasika, Tamasika pravurti is there. Tamasika, Rajasika pravurti. People should not learn more. So that is the reason why what he did was that it is better not to give him great astras because he has not given. But he is claiming, Ekalavya is claiming that you are my Guru. So here, one aspect we have to understand. Suppose I am a teacher and you are a student. You come to me and then I say that because of some reason I can't teach you in my classroom. Then you go out, learn the entire thing on your own and begin telling that he is my teacher like that. Suppose you commit some mistake in some point of time. A medicine student is there. He goes to a university. For some reason they refuse admission. He goes out, learns the medicine, that is called art of medicine. He becomes a good doctor, and he was doing practice. If anybody asks which university you have studied, you are a great person, then he was telling that so and so university. On one occasion, because of his mistake, some great misfortune has happened. Some people died. Then people will come and inquire, who are you? Then he will be telling that I am the university, so and so university. The university, they will blame the university. The university will conduct an inquiry and seize your degree. That is what happens nowadays also. University will not leave you. Suppose if you claim that you are the alumni of some university and you are actually spoiling the name and fame of the university has all the right to take a criminal action against you and take out your degree, whatever degree you are exhibiting to other persons. Dronacharya also wanted to take out whatever degree that has been got by Ekalavya. He wanted to take out his knowledge. The knowledge how he can take out, the knowledge he can take out only by asking his thumb. Thumb asking is two different purposes are there. One is that he is a trigger friendly person because that he has seen it. Pravurti is aiming 7 arrows at a dog, a poor creature. He could have aimed 1 or 2 arrows and send it away, but instead he has done 7 arrows. He has put it, which means that his nature is not congenial to learn so many astras. He wanted to take out that knowledge. Second aspect is that among his Shishyas, Arjuna should be great because Arjuna is going to. One is that his pledge is there. Why he has given that pledge? He has two aspects are there. One is that he is an employee of Bhishmacharya. Bhishma Acharya has told that you have to make Pandavas or Kauravas the greatest warriors upon the world. Because his Vritti Dharma is there. Vritti Dharma is that he has to make his own students the greatest persons, not any other rival person. We cannot make Ekalavya the greatest person. If Ekalavya says, no, you are not my Guru, I have learned on my own, the Dronacharya cannot claim Guru Darshana. He is claiming because this particular sentence is there. Shishyosi me vira, Vitanam deyata mama. If you feel that you are my, I am your Guru, you have to give me. But this is the background is so clear, so crystal clear, because Dronacharya has to act the dharmic way only he has to act. Because suppose one disciple is there, you are teaching everything to him. There is a nuclear arsenal is there. Nuclear arsenal is actually, you can't give the key of nuclear arsenal to a terrorist. You can't give it. Because here a trigger friendly person should not be given the key of a nuclear arsenal. Here when you aim an astra or shastra, whatever it may be, that astra and shastra samyamana should be there. The samyamana is not there for Ekalavya. When samyamana is not there, how can you give education for him? Education, how he has not given, why he has not given, not because he was a Nishada caste. That is also we have to understand. He has given it to Vrishchika Vamsha, Vrishtikas, Andhakas, he has given education. Sutaputra Karna also he has given. Why he has given education for all those persons? Because whenever any person is taken education in Dhanurveda, that person should have two aspects. One is that either he should teach Dhanurveda to other persons, like Brahmins, or he should be a king to protect his people. For these two reasons only, Dhanurveda is required. Other persons, Dhanurveda is not required. Nishada, who is Nishada? Nishada is actually Boya caste, what we can call. It is hunter caste. Hunter community persons should know archery to the extent of killing the animal only and taking its food as a meat. Its meat should be used as a food. To that extent only he should know it. He is not going to teach and as like a Brahmana, because in those days Varna and Karma, these two things used to decide this four, that is called a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Brahman is supposed to Adhyayana, Adhyapana are his what is called portfolios, protecting the people, and also is the responsibility of Kshatriyas. And Vaishya's responsibility was actually to bring, to do business and earn money for all the people. And all other people are used to serve all these persons because the Pravurti Lakshana. And it is not again based on, based on caste, please. It is not based on birth. It is based on his guna karma. That is why Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, what is that one? Chaturvarnyam maya srushtam guna karma vibhagashaha. I have divided all the people into four divisions. One division is that is called Brahmin, which is supposed to teach, and Adhyayana, Adhyapana. They have to earn, they have to read, and they have to spread the message. And then Kshatriyas, this is their duty. This is like that. According to Guna and Karma, not according to birth. Guna and Karma. And who is going to decide it? Go back to Manusmriti. Manusmriti, there are particular shlokas, are there very specific shlokas there, where is it is mentioned that in those days, olden days, in each and every village, there used to be a scholar used to be there, scholar, learned person used to be there, a rishi type of person used to be there. That person, when the children are born, everybody is treated as a Shudra. And then at the age of 6 or 7, the child has to be brought to the Guru, and Guru will be asking certain questions. He will be interviewing that child for a few minutes, and he will be understanding that this person's pravurti is going to be Sattvika pravurti. Put him under Brahmin. He is a Brahmin from now onwards. He can undergo that Upanayana and go for teacher for learning Vedas and all these things. If he is going to be some Rajashika pravurti is there, put him under the category of what is called Kshatriya. And if he is Tamasic pravurti, Rajasic and also some Tamasic, it is put his also Vaishyas, send him like that. Accordingly, Upayana has to be conducted. Then if he is Shudra and if his nature is too much of Tamasika and he is actually a very lazy person and also at the same time attacking other type of persons, impetuous character is there, put him under the character of Shudra, like that he used to decide it. Once he decided, whatever maybe his birth is not the criteria to decide the Varna, and according to that Varna they have to push on. That was the actual original idea of Varnashrama Dharma. Like that they have to read, and then it will be like that. And by any reason, the wisdom of this particular rishi is going wrong. If somebody is showing greater what is called qualities, then even Shudra can become Vaishya, and he can become Kshatriya, and he can become Brahmin, like that. That promotion is also given because that is just a first class I have discussed. Shudra yonopi jatasya. Even though he is born as a Shudra yoni, then even if he is going to exhibit great what is called qualities, he can become Brahmin. Similarly, if a Brahmin, designated Brahmin by this particular gentleman, he is going to exhibit what is called tamasic tendencies, he can fall down to Shudras. Like that, that was how the division happened. But then how this caste system has entered into the system, we don't know. That is actually over a period of years, this system degenerated and then it has emerged like that. Of course, because due to destruction of dharma and all these things. This is how we need to understand it. Here in this particular Ekalavya's case, what happened is that since he is a Nishada, Drona thought that I should not give education to him. He refused giving education to him and then he went out and learned it. Because he is a Nishada, only it is mentioned. Not that because Nishada is a caste person. Because what is happening now, because for understanding Ekalavya stories, what is happening nowadays is that the current moral lenses, we are analyzing the stories. That is the problem. Thing is that current moral lenses, because nowadays, even though we say that it is under this great Indian constitution, we say that India is a casteless society. Caste is playing more role here because in elections, we used to canvass elections on the basis of caste openly, and also people are also voting the person on the basis of caste only again, and again giving out jobs and all these things again caste based only. All these things are caste dominated things only. Because of this reason, caste structure cannot go as long as the system of reservations and all other things are there. Nobody is openly telling that no caste, nothing like that. If a person is coming to the school, no caste enrollment. Then if a person is entering into his job field, no caste requirement. Something of that nature is there, nobody's caste will be known to any other person. You are claiming caste in some place and saying that other places caste should not be there, it is not possible. Dichotomy will be appearing. No? So this is of course what I am telling nowadays and today is actually so much of what is it, heated discussion and all this is still because we have to understand the story in that perspective only. What is the time in those days? What are the perspective in those days? What are the moral ideas in those days? In that angle, if we see, in those days it is Varnashrama because that is the reason why Yaksha Prasnas, when Yaksha Prasnas happened, Yaksha was asking a question to Dharmaraja. What he was asking is that if a Brahmin Brahmin by birth is there, but his qualities are very bad, should we consider him as a Brahmin? Then Yudhishthira tells very frankly that no, he should not be considered as a Brahmin. He cannot be eligible for Brahmin. So you believe it or not, when this particular shloka was translated by 11th century AD, Nannaya Bhattacharya, by the time what happened is Nannaya Bhattacharya, Irra Pragada, Tikkana. By the time what happened is that Tikkana, he writes that no, Yaksha Prasna is there. Yaksha will be asking a Prasna. Erra Pragada writes this. The Yaksha asks the Prasna, when the Brahmin, caste Brahmin, does not exhibit qualities, should he be treated as a Shudra? No, only he will be rating. He should be considered as a Brahmin only. By Erra Pragada is 11th century AD. By 11th century AD, from Veda Vyasa time to 11th century AD, the system has actually degenerated in such a way that caste person is caste Brahmin is a caste Brahmin, caste Kshatriya is a caste Kshatriya, Caste Shudra is a caste Shudra like that. But the original scheme of things is not like that. Chaturvarnyam maya sustam guna karma vibhagashaha. Guna is the criteria, and karma, what is the action, what are the actions he is doing, day-to-day activities, what he is doing, that is the deciding factor for deciding a particular person's place in the Varnashrama system. So here he is a Nishadha. Dronacharya was living in those days. Nishadha person is coming and approaching. Nishadha person is not going to teach any person. Nishadha person is not going to protect any person. He is falling neither under the role of Brahmin or Kshatriya, so I don't want to give him education. But Sutaputra, why he has given education? Karna, he has given education means, according to our Shastras, even Manusmriti also, Suta is eligible to become a king. That is there. Even though he is a Sutaputra, Kshatriya person with a Brahmin lady, Kshatriya man and a Brahmin lady. If a boy is born, that is called Suta. The Suta actually is entitled to become king. That is the reason why he may be going to protect the people. So, the thinking like that, he has given education. To Karna he has given. Then similarly, Vrishti Vamsaka and Andaka Vamsaka, current BCs and BCs, those persons also he has given. Now what we are doing is that we are taking out all those persons and putting them on, and even though sometimes we may not be knowing the caste, we are bringing those persons and putting under the caste and trying to tell that he belongs to my caste person. It's not like that. Those days it was not like that. When Dronacharya refused to teach him, nobody protested. And when he asked that right thumb, nobody protested. Nobody subsequently discussed it also at any point of time in entire Mahabharata, because the many places Duryodhana was discussing what is that person has done, what this person has done, like that, but he never questioned the integrity of Dronacharya at any point of time in this particular aspect. Like that, there is nothing is there. But this is how it happens. Because giving education, one more aspect of Dronacharya not giving education is that sometimes what will happen, we have to understand the psychology of the person also, because you understand our own perspective only. You are having a house to be given for rent. What you do? Sometimes you will be telling that I want this type of person only to come and occupy my house. Why that restriction? It is actually some sort of moral hazard we feel, because seeing is that somebody is coming and asking. Some people will be putting only vegetarians only, like that. Some persons will be putting maybe my caste person only, like that. Maybe some religious persons we don't give at all. We miss the tendency of the people, like that. Similarly, Dronacharya also, when he sees the Ekalavya, he must have thought that he should not give education to him. For what reason? It is his discretion, because I am teaching some persons, because nowadays also I will be teaching children in my Gita class. When I am giving it for elders also, I may admit or I may not admit as some person. It is not a government institution. It is my discretion only. Sometimes I may admit and sometimes I may not admit. Some person will be coming. Even now also for Gita children batch also. Some children will be coming. On seeing their face itself, we come to know that this person is not at all interested. Or even for attending very first class also, I will be knowing that this person will be going to learn or not going to learn. I may refuse. It is my discretion only. Dronacharya must have refused Ekalavya also. Seeing some moral hazard, why should he admit each and every person? It is not a government organization to admit each and every person. That is also there. And one more aspect is that he is actually, what is his capacity? His capacity is an employee of Bhishmacharya. That is called Hastinapura court. When he is in the Hastinapura court, he has to make his own people the greatest people, not any other person. If any rival center is there, it is responsibility to destroy them also. That is also there. And here there is one gentleman who is coming up and he is telling that I am your Shishya only. There cannot be two Shishyas who are equal or better than Arjuna, because he has already promised his words cannot go waste. All these issues are there. When all these issues are there, how can he teach Ekalavya? That is one aspect. Second, more important aspect is that even though this Ekalavya happens to be Krodha Vasha Rakshasa group. And Dronacharya belongs to Brahaspati. He is Brahaspati Amsha. Dronacharya knew that his work in the, because it is the entire scheme of Mahabharata. What happened is that Mahabharata scheme is also there. The scheme why Mahabharata war has happened and all these things we come across in Markandeya Purana. Markandeya Purana, there is a small story is there which I would like just narrate in a brief fashion only, not in a great depth. On one occasion, it so happened that Brahmadeva wanted to do great yajna. When he wanted to do great yajna, he was conducting the yajna, and all gods and were there, were summoned there to help the yajna, and including Yamadharmaraja was there. And when that audio was not clear, I don't know, my internet is okay.
No, it's
You
very
are,
clear, sir. It's
absolutely.
very clear.
Very clear. And what happened is that in that great yajna was happening, including our Yamadharmaraja, Indra, and all other persons who were participating in the yajna. And it went on for hundreds of years. And each Deva's year is going to be, each one day of Deva is going to be more than so many number of years in Earth. So here in Boloka, Yamadharmaraja was also not there. What happened is that Yamadharmaraja was also not there. There was that gates of Narkaloka was closed, and then he was also not there. All people were living here only. Thousands and hundreds and thousands of years, Manavas were not dying. At the time, Narada came on one occasion to Bhuloka, and he saw that people are there, and they are also as good as that is called gods only. Then he could know because of this reason. He went to Indra and told, now you Bhuloka people are also equal to you only because they are also living long. Then Indra thought this is something and the distortion has happened in the rhythm. So he went and asked Brahmadeva. By the time what happened is that why they are also living like us, we are also living like that. It is not jealousy and all this. It is actually, it is that nature has actually some rhythm will be there, the rhythm has been broken like that. Just he wanted to inform. By the time Bhudevi comes to Brahmadeva and she was requesting that I can't bear this bad people in the earth. So many people are there and this pressure is mounting upon me like that. Then Brahmadeva thought, okay, what we can do is that I have decided a plan because I have conducted this yajna. All people are summoned. They are living like that. Anyway, many by the time this yajna happened, no, what happened is that the Rakshasas were actually ruling Patal Loka. Gods were looking, they are taking care of Swargaloka. This Patala Loka people, whenever there is vacuum is there in Bhuloka, they used to come and born there and they wanted to destroy the entire rhythm in the world as a whole. That was the system they were practicing. They were there in Patala Loka, whatever they are there. All people were born in Bhuloka as different kings and like that. Like that, this Shishupala, Dantavaktra, Ekalavya, Duryodhana, all these persons. Duryodhana, of course, he belongs to some Kali Avatara, and all other people, Jarasandha, all these people were born and they were destroying the rhythm of the entire world. What happened at the time is that they, in order to protect these persons' weight, Bhudevi could not bear. She was also asking, these persons are to be destroyed. In order to destroy these persons, Devas should born. So the Brahmadeva tells, he asks the what is called the person Ishvara, because he is the person who destroys the entire things. No, that is why he is Layakaraka. So then he tells, okay, 18 days is the days we can devise like that. They discussed, Ishvara and Brahma discussed, and they put a plan of 18 days plan of action. They have put it, and they said that in 18 days this entire bharam, that is weight of the earth, will be coming down. For that they wanted to take the help of Vishnu. Vishnu agrees that he wanted to be he will be born as Sri Krishna here, and then he will be doing the work of Ishvara and also Brahma. So he was born here. So here, because of this reason, they ask moon god, he came as Abhimanya. They asked Brahaspati. Brahaspati came in the form of the Dronacharya. And Dronacharya, because they may be having some insights that he will be knowing that he is Rakshasamsa, he is Devatamsa. Being a guru of the gods, he can't give education to this Rakshasa people also to some extent. Maybe this is also one of the issues. Maybe we have to take many things into consideration in order to understand Ekalavya's stories. Ekalavya's stories cannot be taken in one perspective and only by seeing some film, and this you can't decide, because Dronacharya compulsion is there. Number one, Dronacharya compulsion is that he has to take avenge against Drupada. For that he needs some army. When he needs army, he needs to educate Arjuna. When he needs to educate Arjuna, then he is in the he is an employee of Bhishmacharya. He has to follow the principles of Bhishmacharya. So he is having sort of constraints are also there for him. But constraints, when constraints are there, can he deviate dharma? He is not deviating dharma, because Nishada is not entitled to learn astras. And second thing is that he is a trigger friendly person, which he has seen from his own eyes, because he has aimed 7 arrows at it. And one more, the greatest mistake Ekalavya has done, mistake or whatever it may be, whatever he has done, is that he is claiming, he is using the name of Dronacharya. Don't use my name. It is as good as that. But he is using the name of Dronacharya. You are my guru. If you feel that I am a guru, give the Guru Darshana. What is wrong in it? In this way, we need to understand according to some perspective of Ekalavya. People may be having different perspective for understanding this story. But anyway, if you want to justify the actions of different personalities in this particular story, because Mahabharata is a great Gandha which discusses Dharma. Dharma is important, spreading the message of Dharma is ultimate aim. That is the reason. You can't give education to a terrorist. You can't give education to an impetuous person. Wavering mind people, you can't give education. That too, this type of astras, shastras, dhanurveda or nuclear arsenal nowadays, you can't give the key to of nuclear arsenal to these persons. These aspects also we have to take, the broader picture also we have to take into consideration and decide, because the Mahabharata discusses dharma only. When it is discussing dharma, is it not deviating dharma? If somebody is going to ask, we need to analyze Ekalavya's story from this perspective. If you can understand this perspective, I think some answers I have given. If any other person is having any other question, he can answer, because I think it is already 7:40 almost. You can ask questions, please.
ధన్యవాదములండి శారద గారు.
Namaskaram, sir. I have got one doubt. One more thing I have read about Ekalavya, that he is the son of some Senadipati of Jarasandha, who is opponent of Kauravas. So he did, from that aspect also, he didn't want to teach Astra Vidya to Ekalavya. And he wanted to take out his thumb so that he will not be greater than Arjuna. Is it correct?
He is Ekalavya is a son of Hiranyadhanya. Hiranyadhanya, one person is there. He is actually a Nishada. So it is his son. But here, when Dronacharya wanted to teach him, he was not knowing that he is going to become the Senadipati of Jarasandha. It is subsequently it happened. No? Subsequently it happened. So he was not knowing at the time. When he was giving education, he saw him as a Nishada only. But Nishada, impetuous person, trigger friendly person only he has seen. Because his nature is like that, he is not entitled to get Astra Shastras, number one. Second thing is that he is a Nishada, is according to Varna system, he need not
eligible.
He need not learn it. That is those are the two reasons, madam.
And 3 more doubts I have got, sorry, if you have time. And when Drupada was defeated by Arjuna and brought to Dronacharya, he says, I don't want to insult you, or he will give half Rajyam to Drona and half Rajyam to, he will take +1 cow to, and he will give Ashwatthama as the king of that half part. Is it correct?
No, madam, that is not there in Mahabharata. Mahabharata kingdom discussion, nothing is there. Dronacharya, he just sees him. He says that you, on that day, you told that war cannot be, friendship cannot be between equals. Can you now make me your friend? Like that he asked. And he was indirectly he was insulting Drupada only. Can you now see that I am your friend, worthy to be called as a friend? Like that he calls. Then and one more doubt. Like that, he leaves him like that.
And one more doubt I have, sir. Dronacharya and Krupacharya are Brahmins, isn't it? As per their Vritti Dharma, they're only Adhyapaka and teaching only. Then why did they take part in Kurukshetra war?
Krupacharya is a Brahmin, madam. Krupacharya is a Brahmin.
Dronacharya?
Dronacharya is a Kshatriya. Drona is a Kshatriya.
Kshatriya, na?
He is a Kshatriya. Dronacharya is a Kshatriya. Kshatriyas and all these people who used to go to Gurukula and learning, madam.
Okay.
Both were learning because one person is for teaching and one person is for doing this activity.
Okay, okay.
And
Okay,
according to your second question, madam, why did they participate in Kurukshetra war? Krupacharya and Ashwatthama and also Dronacharya. There is a lot of debate over it. People even now also scholars feel that this is actually adharma only. Because Duryodhana is an adharmic person. Because
Yes.
he is an adharmic person, he is encouraging these persons to participate in the war. And they were also participating. When you believe it or not, according to some great scholars, they feel that as long as Bhishma was at the helm of affairs,
Nobody could.
nothing has happened in the 10 days, no adharmic war at all.
Yes. Yes.
When Dronacharya became the place, then he was actually, when he was made the Senadipati, then this thing, the killing of Abhimanyu and all these things happened in his regime only, madam. When he was at
In Dronacharya's time only.
he is supposed to teach only. His activity is supposed to teach only. He should not have participated, which he has participated.
Yes.
That is why deviation has happened. Why he has participated again? He was goaded by Duryodhana, and he should have refused, but he did not refuse. That is his frailty of his character, maybe at that particular point of time.
And one more thing, before war itself, when Lord Krishna asked Dronacharya, are you doing Dronacharya and Bhishma and other important persons, that you know that they are what Duryodhana and Kauravas are doing adharma, then why are you supporting them? Even though you know dharma will always take upper hand and get victory. But knowingly you are supporting adharma.
But the Bhishmacharya, madam, Bhishmacharya, from the beginning itself, he was actually thinking that he was abiding by his vratam.
Okay.
Yesterday, in the first class we discussed, madam. First, what we discussed in the first lecture, he was thinking that I am actually an employee of Hastinapura court, so I have to serve it. So I am taking the salt out of this and I have to help these persons. That is the only thing he was thinking all this time.
Okay.
Broader perspective of dharma, he was not thinking, no, madam. That was done to him only at the war stage only. When Krishna took out the veil and he wanted to kill Bhishmacharya, then he realized why Krishna is deviating dharma, he thought. And then he realized it is not deviating dharma. Krishna is actually coming like that only to teach him a lesson. That what you are following is only your pratham, you are following broader perspective of dharma, you are not following. You have to take that into consideration. Because now I have also promised that I will never take up bow and arrow. Now I am taking up this weapon. Because why? Because that vratam is inferior. Dharma is more important. That is why I have come here. Like that. When Krishna indirectly teaches him in the lesson, then he could realize that this vratam is much inferior to the greater perspective of dharma.
And two more small doubts, sir. I didn't actually I didn't read the whole Mahabharatam, but what I read was Karna was refused by Dronacharya to be taught.
Madam, Karna was?
Karna was refused by Dronacharya for the teaching. Then only he went to Parshurama.
He went to Parshurama, correct? Karna will be coming and asking Dronacharya to teach him Brahmastra. That is Brahma, he will be asking Dronacharya, teach me Brahmastra.
Okay, only Brahmastra.
Dronacharya refuses to give because Dronacharya, because what is the character of Dronacharya? He has Karna he has analyzed by that time.
Yes.
So that is why Karna he did not want to give Brahmastra because he did Brahmashiro Namakastra, his own son he has not given.
Yes.
Because Samyama should be there. This Karna is not having Samyama, so he did not want to teach him Brahmastra. So then he went to Parashurama, told him a lie, and then he wanted to learn from Parashurama. In that way, he learned it.
Then that means Karna was refused only Brahmashiro Namakastra, but others he Drona teach other Astras?
The details are not there because he went to the Dronacharya and he was a disciple of Dronacharya like any other person.
Okay.
He was there. Like films we are seeing, no, he has come as a new person, something of that nature at the court, and all this is not correct, because he has come there. By the time everybody knew that he was Karna and he was a Sutaputra, everybody was knowing all those things.
Yes.
Because maybe some 10 years gap must have been there. According to Maladi Chandrasekhara Shastri, he will be telling me. What he will be telling is that when Karna came to the court at the time, Shastra Vidya Pradarshana.
Avidya
was there, no?
Pradarshana.
When he came there, he looked as if he is a new person because
Adult.
some 10 years gap already happened. The 10 years gap is he went to Parashurama, learned all those things, and he came.
Okay. Okay.
Because of this reason, they could not immediately recognize that he is a Sutaputra, something of that nature. Because his
Okay.
construction, everything has changed over 10 years. So he was not to be seen for 10 years only. Otherwise, he was there. Earlier, he was there learning from Dronacharya. At that time, he was very much close to the what is called this Duryodhana, and he was knowing Arjuna by that time. Everything was there. But for some years, there was a big gap was there. The big gap, he went there, learned all those things, and he came back. That is the thing, madam.
And one more small doubt, sir. Ashwatthama, am I correct? Ashwatthama, before the war, he went to Dwaraka and requested Lord Krishna to give Sudarshan Chakra to him.
But I don't know, madam. I did not read it in Mahabharata. Asking Sudarshana Chakra from Krishna, maybe a concocted story only because over Mahabharata,
Maybe.
a lot of
Then
stories
Lord Krishna says, okay, you will take, and but Ashwatthama could not even lift the Sudarshan Chakra from there.
Then I
Then
don't
he
know
will
because
realize.
it is there or not because I never read it. I don't think it is there in Mahabharata because entire Mahabharata I read it, but I don't think it is there because it is so many stories are over around Mahabharata. In order to everybody was weaving some story because Draupadi asking to marry, wanted to marry a sixth person as his wife, husband. Nowhere it is there. All these things are not there. Many things which we normally feel that it is there in Mahabharata are not there.
Okay, sir.
Similarly,
Thank you, sir.
Ramayana also. Sita Swayamvaram is not there in Ramayana. And still we say Sita Swayamvaram, Sita Swayamvaram. It is not there.
Okay.
Guhas
Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
is not there. Yes, madam. Okay.
పద్మావతి గారు
హరివో నమస్కారం గురుగారు.
Namaste, madam.
చెప్పండి.
యదువంశంలో రాజుగారు సూరమహారాజు గారు అని చెప్పారు. 5 అమ్మాయిలు 9 మంది అబ్బాయిలు అని. అందులో అమ్మాయిల పేర్లు పృథుకీర్తి, శృతదేవ, శృతశ్రవ, పృథ లేదా కుంతి. 5వ పేరు నెట్ వల్ల రాసుకోలేకపోయానండి, చెప్పండి.
రాసుకుంటారా మేడం? చెప్తాను, రాసుకోండి. వాళ్ళు 5 మంది మేడం. There are 5 people, madam. 5 sisters used to be there. The first one is called Pruthukirti. Pruthukirti. Her son was Dantavaktra. Pruthukirti, Dantavaktra. Then the second one is Shrutadeva. Shrutadeva's son was Ekalavya. Shrutadeva son was Ekalavya. Then the third person was Shrutashrava. Shrutashrava's son was, her husband was Damahosha. Damahosha and Shrutashrava son was Shishupala. The fourth one is Prutha, which is called Kunti. We know Pandavas. Then last one is called Rajadi Devi. Rajadi Devi, her husband is, I think, Anantapati. Anantapati was husband of Rajadi Devi. And for her 2 sons, Vinda, Anuvinda. Vinda, Anuvindas. Like Sundop Sundas, Vinda, Anuvindas. All these belong to Rakshasa race of people. So these are all persons, madam, like that.
ధన్యవాదాలండి.
Namaste, madam.
ఓకే. అమర్ సింగ్ జీ.
Shubhodayam, sir. Sir, I have a question. Like the learning from the Mahabharata will be blessing and curse. Is it right?
Learning Mahabharata?
Like learning the teaching lesson, like lesson learned from the Mahabharata can be curse and blessing.
Curse
Somebody
and
got
blessing.
blessing, somebody got curse.
I couldn't proper, sir.
Sir, he is asking learning Mahabharata is both curse and learning. Is it correct?
Blessing and curse.
Curse and learning.
Yeah.
శాపం ఇంకా బ్లెస్సింగ్ శాపం మనం అంటే మనకు నాకు అర్థమైంది ఏమంటే మహాభారత అంతా చదువుకున్న తర్వాత బికాస్ ఆఫ్ బ్లెస్సింగ్ యు గాట్ జన్మ, ఓకే, అండ్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ కర్స్ whole things were destroyed.
Kauravas destruction.
Like Bhishma Pitama took a pratigya ki he will not marry. That was the first reason can be said because of the destruction of Kauravas. Right, because he always
the question is relating to why Mahabharata war happened, something of that nature. It is
whole Mahabharata. After reading, I thought that it's only curse and blessing. Shapam and blessings. Like Krishna was given Shapam, cursed by Gandhari, and the whole Krishna Vansha was destroyed.
Correct. The Gandhari gives that shapam at the end only. After Kurukshetra war, entire thing was destroyed. All people were destroyed. At that time, Gandhari gives the shapam to Krishna, that your entire race will be destroyed by infighting among yourselves, like that. She gives the shapa, that curse, at the end of Kurukshetra war only, not at the beginning. And this entire
Then Bhishma Pitama,
Mahabharata war took place according to certain scheme, according to Markandeya Purana.
okay. Then Bhishma Pitama was given cursed by Ambika, Ambalika.
Ambika,
That
Ambalika,
cannot. Ambika,
Not all the three.
Ambalika.
Not all the three. Amba.
Ambika, Ambalika only. Amba is not there in the picture. Amba is going to
Okay.
become Sikandi.
That's Shikandi, right? Okay.
She is going to
No.
become Sikandi. What is
Okay,
the
sir. Yeah,
question?
fine.
Ambika and
My
Ambalika.
question is that the whole Mahabharata happened because of the blessings and curse and blessing only. मतलब एक शाप और एक वरदान की वजह से पूरा महाभारत हुआ था, क्योंकि Karna also
So
died,
these are
Bhishma Pitama
actually
died.
what happened. No, this entire Mahabharata, some people wanted to put it in 1 or 2 words. That is why they wanted to be taking out some phrases and say that this is like this, something of that nature. But it's not like that. It is actually curse and blessings. It is not like that. Everywhere it happens because of some narrative. Big narrative is there. This cannot be actually capsuled into form of 2 words only. It is a blessings and curse, not like that. So many other issues are there, intermingling issues are there. All these things are actually going to happen. And if you want to tell entire Ramayana, this is actually when there is one gentleman who went there, defeated Ravanasara, came back and married the Sita. Not that story, It is actually a lot of dharma is there, a lot of other discussions are there. You can't put entire Mahabharata into 2 frameworks and put the entire Mahabharata in that framework. Not like that. Mahabharata, understanding
Done.
Mahabharata is very difficult. So many issues are there which you need to deliberate, think over, and then we have to come out like that.
Achha, there are 3 questions in the chat
धन्यवाद
box.
सर, शुभरी नस्सी.
Okay. There are 3 questions in the chat box. First is, it is strange to know that Drona is a Kshatriya, where it is mentioned.
Drona is not a Kshatriya. Drona is a Brahmin. Drupada is a Kshatriya.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Drona is a Brahmin, sir. Drona is a Brahmin. Bharadwaja. He is descendant of, he is actually Amshavatara Bharadwaja Bruhaspati, and he is a Brahmin. Drona is a Brahmin. Drupada is not a Brahmin. Drupada is a Kshatriya.
But in the course of discussion, I think there was a confusion in what you said.
Maybe
Even I had a doubt.
Maybe when I am telling, maybe some mistake must have occurred.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's actually
You also said that Drona is the son of Bharadwaja, so that actually
Drona is not the son. So Drona is son of Bharadwaja only, no? Bharadwaja son.
Right. Yeah.
Bharadwaja son only.
So he has to be Brahmin.
He has to be
A Brahmin, Drona.
He is a Brahmin only. Dronacharya
Right.
is 100% Brahmin only, son of Bharadwaja, and he is Amsha of Bruhaspati.
Yeah.
No
Right.
doubt.
You just mentioned that's the reason this question was there. Anyway,
No, sir.
it is
Maybe
clarified.
Patel anything wrong while telling, maybe some here and there some words have changed, but it is to put it in right perspective. Dronacharya is a Brahmin, he is the son of Bharadwaja Rishi, and he is Amsha of Bruhaspati.
Right. Okay. Next question is, okay, this is actually a clarification. The entire human life is a curse and blessing based on our karmas. Mahabharata is no exception. Okay. Okay. Then the other question is, what is the dharma? What is the best English translation of Mahabharata by Veda Vyasa? Is there any book?
Sir, here 2 books are there. The 2 books actually, the 2 books is 2 translations only. You can't understand the perspectives of Mahabharata. Because what is Ganguly, Kesari Ganguly translation is there. Somewhere in 1784 to 1796 he has written down. He translated the entire Mahabharata. True translation. And again Vivek Devra, he has also translated. It is also true translation only. True translation, like prose work, it will be going on, and there is no analysis of Mahabharata. If you want to analyze Mahabharata, you don't have a book. Even now also that great void is there.
డస్ట్బిన్ లో అక్కడ మోరీలో పడేస్తే ఇక్కడ అక్కడ చక్క గింజలు వేసాను చూడండి ఎంత బాగా వచ్చిందో మొక్క.
Please try to have
ఒకటైనా వస్తుంది అందులో అన్ని
please try to mute పద్మావతి గారు మీరు మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి పద్మావతి గారు. ఓకే, so anyway you continue your answer, sir, regarding the book.
Book is only thing, sir. Book is, there is no book which can discuss this type of, so Ekalavya story is there, they just write the translation. Like that, 2 books are there in English translation. Kesari Ganguly is there, and this is also Vivek Devra is also there. And both books, sir, the limitation is that one. Just you can read the translation.
Right.
You can't have that discussions and all this is.
Okay. Okay. Then the other question is, what is the Dharma Sukshma involved in Draupadi marrying 5 men? Nobody has followed the same in the later period.
So this is also Markandeya Purana gives the answer for this. Markandeya Purana says that is actually these are not 5 different persons. Indra is the only Indra who has born as 5 persons. Like that it is mentioned, because Indra actually he committed here and there he will be committing some sins. What is Ahalya case, 1 sin, and Vrutasura killing a Brahmin, 1 sin. Like that there are 5 occasions. All those occasions I could not recap now. In 5 occasions from him dharma aspect has fallen down. When the dharma aspect of his personality was dropped down from Indra, then immediately he gave it to Yamadharmaraja. Keep it with you, like that. When similarly 1 more Amsha has fallen down from him, when Ahalya's case, then he has given that portion to some other person, that is called Ashwini Devatas he has given, like that. So actually it is Indra Amsha only was there with Indra, Yamadharmaraja. Indra Amsha was also there with Vayudeva. Indra Amsha was there with Ashwini Devatas, like that it was apportioned. So when Kunti and Madhe invited these persons, when Yamadharmaraja visited Kunti, he gave that particular Amsha of Indra only to Kunti. And similarly, Vayudeva, when he blesses Kunti, he gave that Amsha of Indra only. So ultimately, only Indra in the form of 5 people were born. And Indra's wife, what is her name? Indra's wife.
Shachi Devi.
Shachi Devi was a person who was born as Draupadi. Like that. Single lady.
Swargalakshmi antar kada sir?
Madam?
Swargalakshmi. Draupadi is Swargalakshmi.
Swargalakshmi is, she is Shachi Devi. Shachi Devi was born as Draupadi. When Shachi Devi was born as Draupadi, and these 5 persons were born, 5 persons, even though only same Amsha of Indra only, through different gods, they were born here to Kunti or Madri, like that. So 5 persons marrying this lady is justifiable, like that Markandeya Purana tells. But in Mahabharata, some other way it is written down, it is a clear picture they have not given in Mahabharata. Markandeya Purana, that clear picture is appearing. Maybe in first few chapters only it will be coming, Markandeya Purana. Because for understanding Mahabharata, sometimes you need to read Markandeya Purana, you need to read Brahmanda Purana also. If you read these 2 Puranas, then right picture of Mahabharata will be appearing. Here and there some doubts will be there in Mahabharata. Those doubts will be cleared in Harivamsha also. Harivamsha Ekalavya stories, we need to read Harivamsha. And for this story, we need to read these 2 things we have to read. Then only we can understand it. Otherwise we don't understand it.
Yeah, we have a few more people, but we'll take up after the Prardhana, if you permit, Nagaraja garu.
Yes, sir. Because I will be going after 5 or 10 minutes we will do, sir. Then I will also leave. Okay, sir.
Right. Then
Okay.
after Prardhana, we'll take up few
Okay,
questions.
sir. Fine, sir.
Thank
Fine.
you. Babu garu.
Okay. Swapna ji, please chant Prarthana.
अस्तु ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरिः ओम्
స్వస్తి. ధన్యవాదములండి స్వప్న.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
నౌ లెట్స్ గో ఫర్ జనగణమన.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय जय
జై హింద్. ధన్యవాదములండి చలాచిత్ బాబు గారు.
Yeah, we continue with the questions. One question is there in the chat box. Just a minute. Okay, there are no questions in the chat box. Lakshmi Garu, you can unmute and talk.
రికార్డ్ జరుగుతూనే ఉంది సార్ ఇక్కడ. ఓకేనా?
It's okay.
ఓకే సరే. ఓకే.
Lakshmi Garu.
నమస్కారం అండి.
నమస్తే మేడం.
అది just I wanted to find out that Karna actually he was introduced only at the test, no, when the archery was taking place between the competition between Pandavas and Kauravas. It was then that Karna was appointed as a Kshatriya, as the king of Vangadesha. Then how come that he became the student of Drona before?
Karna is a Sutaputra now, madam. By that time he was known as a Sutaputra. He was not known as a Kshatriya, no. When he was not known as a Kshatriya, he was Sutaputra. Sutaputra is entitled to become a king.
Okay. But he was a student before itself. Before the test only, he was given education by.
For taking education, no problem, no, madam. For taking, for learning Dhanurveda, there is no hindrance. For learning Dhanurveda, there is no hindrance because he was at that time Sutaputra. So that is why Dronacharya taught him. So when here, what Shastra Abhyasa, what we have to understand, madam, when Shastra Abhyasa was over, no, madam, when Shastra Abhyasa, entire Shastra Abhyasa, Vidya Abhyasa was over, there was actually Dronacharya goes to Bhishmacharya and tells that my students have learnt everything. Now I wanted to conduct one performance of those persons. Among Rajikumaras, so I will conduct. This person, 100 plus 5, only 105 people only, the competition, whatever it may be, the performance will be there. So the performance was going on. When the performance was going on, when Arjuna came there, demonstrated his archery, suddenly Karna comes there and he will be telling that I am a better archer. Who asked him to come there? First of all, we need to understand that nobody invited him to come there. He was actually, he can be a witness. Suppose a competition is going on for students of a particular university. You are there in the witness. You are also witnessing it. There one person will be declared as he is the greatest person. Then should we, an outsider, can enter there?
No.
You need not enter, because Karna is an impetuous person from the beginning. That is the idea here. Karna will come there and he will be telling that I am greater than Arjuna. Who asked him to come there? The Vidyabhyasa, after Vidyabhyasa, the competition is there only for the Raja Vamsha people only.
Okay.
He need not come there. Even if he is a Raja also, he need not come there. He should sit and see it as a witness only. He has to see it like any other citizen of the Hastinapura. But he's coming there and he's telling that I can. Then even he does not stop there also. If you permit, I can kill this person also. And the presence of Dronacharya only I can kill him. These words are there in Mahabharata. This is not required.
But
Then they want to
was he a
curtail him.
student before the test, the competition also? Was Karna a student of Drona before the competition also?
Karna was a student before the competition only. Karna was a student. He was a student along with Pandavas and Kauravas. And after that, what happened is that he was teaching Arjuna and other persons all other things. Then Karna discontinued there and he went to Parashurama. Not to be seen for another 10 years. These persons learned these 10 years. Here only they were learning. He went to that place. By the time he was elder to Dharmaraja by 10 years. That is also there.
But can I know that why Karna was killed and not accepted as the Pandavas? What is the logic here? I didn't understand. Karna was also a Kunti Putra, no?
He was throughout. He was not revealing his birth. He was not revealing. Kunti was also not revealing. Dharmaraja was not knowing that he was his brother. He was there on the side of the Duryodhana only. This friendship with the Duryodhana was actually to gain that Angarajyam. And Duryodhana and Karna's friendship is actually mutually appreciable friendship. But he wants him, the Karna should be there on his side. That is the idea of the Duryodhana. That is why he supported Karna. Karna also supported Duryodhana because he wanted to be the king of Angadesha. So both is actually that type of friendship only. Other than beyond that, not a great friendship. Because if it is a great friendship, Karna could have told Duryodhana that I have learned everything from Parashurama like that, and I also have a curse from Parashurama. He never told him. Duryodhana was not knowing that Karna was having this limitation and weakness. At the appropriate time, he will forget that he was not knowing. He was thinking that Karna is a great warrior, learned archery under Parashurama. He is greater than Arjuna. He was thinking all these days. But he was never revealing his secret. If he is a real friend, he could have revealed his secret, which he has not revealed. Only his friendship.
And moreover, I think he was on the Adharma Paksha. Probably that's why he got killed, I think, in the war.
He is Adharma Paksha only. He was there on the side of Duryodhana. So he has to be killed.
Maybe that is the reason why Lord Krishna says even if 1,000 Karnas are there, they cannot defeat Arjuna.
That is it. Correct. Even 1,000 Karnas are there, they cannot defeat Arjuna.
Okay,
So,
Kumar.
that is true also, madam, because many occasions Arjuna defeating Karna is there. Because when Drupada was attacked, Drupada defeated Karna and Duryodhana, everybody. But again, Drupada was defeated by Arjuna, which means that Arjuna has indirectly defeated Karna on that day. Similarly, this when they married Draupadi, at the time also they were there as Brahmins. Pandavas were there in the guise of Brahmins. And Karna fights with Arjuna again, not knowing that he is a Arjuna, but he fights and he was defeated by Arjuna. Then he says, as you are a Brahmin, it seems you are a great Brahmin, Brahma Tejas, I cannot stand before you. Only Parashurama and Arjuna can be my equals. And now you are one more person I have seen, but Brahma Tejam, I have respect like that he tells, and he goes away. That is second occasion. The third occasion when that Duryodhana Ghoshayatra is there. At the time he was defeated by the Chitraratha. And again same Arjuna defeated Chitraratha also. Indirectly he defeated Karna. And when there's again then Gograhanam is there. Gograhana period 3 times continuously he defeated Karna. And Sammohanastra he was defeated. And he left like that. Many occasions he was defeated earlier. Still Duryodhana was feeling that he is greater than Arjuna.
Okay, sir. Yeah, Kumar garu.
All these issues
Yeah.
are there.
Yeah, Kumar garu. You can.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaste, sir.
As a fresher, I mean, now how to start and knowing the Mahabharata, which book we should start holding, or we need some guide, something like that.
Sir, better you start. You are which language, sir? Telugu or English?
Telugu or English, both okay, sir.
Best thing is to go for this, sir. Gita
Sir?
Press book is there, no? Gita Press.
Gita Press.
Gita Press. Gorakhpur Press.
Yeah, Nagaraja garu, మీ వాయిస్
Cut
సరిగ్గా
time, sir.
రావట్లేదు.
Gorakhpur Press, sir. Gorakhpur or Gita Press. Gita Press is there, no? Gita Press people have published books like this. The volumes are there. I will show you one thing. Like this.
Sir. Okay.
This is Adi Parva. Like that, for all 18 Parvas they have published.
I see.
The set is there around 3,200 rupees or so. It is available. You can take it, sir. But there also you find two translation only. But in order to understand these issues, you need to listen to so many YouTube lectures. That is there. Or you can see my YouTube also, sir. That there also so far 100 stories I have discussed.
I see.
Maybe knowing some aspects, maybe many aspects I must have missed it. Those things you need to listen to great scholars again. Then
Right,
you will
sir.
understand, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
కవితా శాస్త్రి గారు.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Just
Namaste,
a small clarification. Sir, you were mentioning Ekalavya is Krishna's aunt son, and all aunt sons are killed by Krishna. But here Ekalavya is not killed by Krishna at all.
Krishna only killed him. Krishna only killed him. Subsequently, what happened? Ekalavya, he actually went to Madura and he actually attacked Madura and he attacked Dwaraka. And when Krishna was not there, he destroyed the entire Dwaraka. And all those stories there, madam. Just before the war happens, no, just before the war happens, Krishna fights with Ekalavya and Krishna kills him. That story is not there in Mahabharata. That we come across in Harivamsha.
Okay, Mahodaya. Dhanyawada.
Okay, now any other questions?
I think time is up for Nagaraja garu. He said 10 minutes. We are close that.
Thank you so much. For all.
Any other question is there, sir? Any other question is still there?
Yeah. Anyone?
Not good analytical capacity, sir.
Madam?
Not very good analytical capacity and explanation. Dhanyawada, Mahodaya.
No problem, madam. Dhanyawada, madam.
చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ గురుగారు. చాలా కొత్త విషయాలు తెలుసుకున్నాము మీ లెక్చర్స్ నుంచి మహాభారతంలో.
ఎందుకంటే మేడం ఏకలవ్యుడి స్టోరీ ఇట్లాంటివి కంటెన్షియస్ స్టోరీస్ తెలుసుకోకపోతే మనకు కష్టం మేడం. ఎవరైనా అడిగితే చెప్పలేము కదా మనము. అందువల్ల
మీ ఛానల్ పేరేంటి సార్?
మేడం
ఛానల్ పేరు
కరణం నాగరాజరావు అని యూట్యూబ్ లోకి వెళ్తే మహాభారతం పిల్లల కోసం మహాభారతం.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
పిల్లల కోసం మహాభారతం బై డాక్టర్ కరణం నాగరాజరావు. ఇఫ్ యూ టైప్ ఇట్ విల్ బి కమింగ్ మేడం.
గురుగారు ధన్యవాదాలండి నాగరాజరావు గారు. చాలా బాగా మీ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ చాలా బాగుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇమ్మెమరబుల్. అన్ని కూడా మళ్ళీ వినాలనిపిస్తుంది.
అవును సార్.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ఆది సభాపర్వాలు అయిపోయినాయి. ఆది సభాపర్వము, అరణ్యపురము, విరాటపురము, ఉద్యోగపురంలో ఉందని ఇప్పుడు నేను అక్కడ ఆ కథల్లో 100 స్టోరీలు అయిపోయినాయి. యూ కెన్ లిసన్.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Shall we now close?
I think thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We'll meet again very shortly.
Oh, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu.
Okay, I'm closing now.
Right.
Okay.